Organs for Love, and yeah, quite a few. And I've recently tried some animation as well, so but that's not really that related. So yeah, that sums up about my experience and event. So if you guys don't have any question, I will move on to the tutoring session. So have every one of you downloaded the resources available on the MS Team? Yeah, ideally I would like you all to do hands-on editing on the same time I doing the tutorial session lah, because I find it more helpful to learn that way. But if you guys can't able to do it, then it's okay lah. I mean, if you prefer to watch, then I'm okay with that. So first of all, this is what I'm about to teach you all. This is an example video. Yeah, I will be, sorry, I didn't share screen. Yeah, I'll be sharing my screen. So yeah. So basically, I'm going to teach you all how to like some sort of make this kind of video. This is the sample photos are from event lah. Yeah, so this is about what I will be teaching you all to make today. And the sample photos are from the previous event that we have organized. And so yeah, first of all, you start your Adobe Premiere Pro, you will have something like this. And so for the starting part, we will be clicking on a new project. And you will be creating a new project, and it will require you to save. These are the options that you can ignore. This is the location where you want to save the project, and this will be the name. I mean, location you can click everywhere lah. Mine is a video editing workshop. The name, let's say untitled. Okay, untitled lah. Let's change to entitled. Okay, this is the settings. And settings, whatever that important is, would be the frame size. This is the most important part. Otherwise, then that is not so important. Why is frame size so important? It is because it depends on your photos that you want to add. For example, the resolution of the photos you want to add is 1200 times 960 lah. Then this one will be a bit too small for you, and you have to resize the photos later on. So I mean, for ours one, I will be using custom, and because the sample photo is around, I think 6,000 to 400, 4,000 I think. Yeah. Okay, so you'll be having a workspace here, right? Have everyone? Wait, how do I see the composition? Sorry. Have everyone gotten it?
Yeah, we can see it.
No, I mean, okay. So this is the workspace you will have, and to roughly introduce our workspace. Okay, this is my layout lah, but you guys might have it different because you guys are default setting, and mine is a bit, I modified a bit for my own convenience lah. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and I'll introduce you to first for 1. Mine one is effect controls. As you can see, effect controls here. So effect controls is basically to show the details of effect you add into the photos. I will show you guys later on the actual situation. And then number 2 is monitor. It's previewing your video. And 3 is the effect panel. There are a lot of bar here, but I mainly choose effect here because it's a list of effects that you can add into your video. So you have audio effects, audio transition, video effects, and video transition. And then this one for the narrow line here is your toolbar. It's a list of tools you can use to edit your video. I will talk about it later. And 5 is your timeline. This is the most important part because this is where you edit most of the videos and sequence them. Alright, so I think this one is the default one. Yeah. Default one will be, okay, effect control is here. Effects list is here, toolbar is here, timeline is here, and monitor is here. This one, not so important. Alright, so that sums up about all of it. So first of all, okay, as you can see, this is the effect list, and then I can change to other tabs. It's like your Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome tabs. And I change to project entitled, which is our project. And this is where we can add it's like our library lah. You can add your own photos and music here. So for example, I choose all these photos. Okay, I choose all these photos and I drag to it. And this is a library. You can choose from here to add into the timeline here. And of course, you have your song as well, BGM, and alamak. Okay, you add your songs here. So yeah, you add your songs here. Sorry, there's a problem with my mouse. Okay, you add your songs here. Yeah, this one is, as you can see, is audio 1, 2, 3, which means you can add until 3 songs. And this will be video 1, 2, 3 lah, which means you can add to 3 layers of photos of video. So first you add your songs here and simply do it. Okay, this one is first. Alright. Alright, so as you can see, this is our pictures here, and this is the timeline. The x-axis is the time, which you can move around. This will be, as you can see here, this is the time. Yeah, so this will be the second, and this will be the 4th second, and so on. And the y-axis will be the layers lah. I will talk about layers later on. So this is how you add your photos or music into your workspace. So let's talk about some basics in video editing. It's mostly about layers. As you can see here, you have 3 lines of video here, and it's actually what we call layers lah. And what is layer? It can be simplified using the video here. As you can see, this is the most commonly we can see, the most common animation we can see around lah. So as you can see, it runs around, and the background here will be the background layers, and the front part will be the front layer. So it's like you sticking stickers on your paper like that. But the parts of video editing is that it can move, and you can control how it moves. So as you can see, the front layer moves around and the background layer moves behind. And yeah, if you have more layer than that, then you can add on the background. For example, some videos will have cloud moving in other direction, and that's another layer. And the higher the goes, the more in front the layer is. For example, video 3 will be having the human here lah. Basically, it's the most front one, the one at the most in front. And the video 1 will be at the background. For example, let me show you here. Okay, so you can see video 1 is behind and video 2 is in front. As you can see here, it is basically like this. And yeah, the reason why when I add in this picture, right, it's smaller, is because the resolution that I told about previously, which is I set it as 6,000 times 4,000, and while this picture is not, so I will have to resize it later on. Okay, so then for basic video editing, we don't actually need layers. We just have to add on here, and you can I open it. Okay, pull up. Okay, yeah, something you can see we don't need layer here, right? So if you add on more videos, more pictures inside, then you will go like this change lah. This is how you add in your pictures or videos. And next, I will be controlling the music first. So because this is the only 1 hour session, so I will shorten it. So for example, if I don't want this part, I can pull this song. You need to click the border, or else you will just only click the whole thing. Because the border will be the end or whatsoever, the end of the beginning of the music. So for example, if you here and here, different part, and if you drag, my mouse problem. If you drag it here, it will show it. If you drag the whole track here, okay, for example, basically it's like this. It will be different. So the difference is you cut the part of the music or you move the whole music around, right? Will be undoing. So okay, I don't want this part of the music. I want the chorus, for example. For example, I want here lah. So you can just move the border to the part. Okay, so you can straight away start. Right? And then I want to move the track forward, so I just play and put it here. So it will be here. Yeah. You start with here lah. Okay. So yeah, to zoom in and zoom out, I'm using the hotkey alternate and scrolling up and down. This is to zoom in and zoom out your workspace. As you can see, this will show towards 5 minutes, and if I zoom in, then it will be showing like half a minute interval, and then if I zoom in further, it will be 15 seconds interval, sorry. And if you zoom further in, there will be smaller time interval lah. And then if you don't click the alternate and you just scroll like this, you're just moving along left or right. Yeah, you're just moving left or right. And so yeah. And first of all, for video transition, so for slideshows, first you have to add all your videos here. Whatever, just add everything. I just add, for example, I will just be here. So for example, if you want to stop here, you can either pull the border back, or I'm using the cropping tool. This is a razor tool, or the hotkey will be C. You press C, and then you just click on it. It will become 2 separate tracks. It will become like this. You can separate it at the different part. So you stop here, and then continue here back. So I don't want this part, so I just delete it. And then to move back from razor tool to normal selection tool, I will use the hotkey V. Yeah, I use the hotkey V. Your selection tool is how you click the track lah. Okay, so yeah, this part settled. Next, I will be moving on to transition. Transition, we use effect and effect control here lah. We will use effect here. So for this, first of all, we need to make sure the song sounds smooth because it won't be suddenly starting like this. So we use the audio transition, crossfade. This is the built-in one, so you all should have it. And yeah, these three doesn't really matter unless you have a perfect pitch lah. To me, it sounds all the same, so I can just use, and it will sound like this. Slowly, it's like it slowly fades in lah. Slowly appear in. If I drag it further, then it will sound like this. Yeah, I need to change the name, I guess. Okay, it sounds like this, slowly entering.
Sorry, we can't hear the audio.
Huh? Cannot hear the audio.
Yeah, maybe you can take off your microphone and let it record the song and stuff while you talk. Is it okay?
Can you listen to it?
Can you play it? Not loud enough.
Not loud enough, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, then okay, let's try this. Can I?
Yes, we can.
Alright.
Alright,
So,
thank you.
sorry, then it means I can't use my headphone for it lah. Alright. Oh, this is very loud. Alright, so yeah, this is it. Oh, so you guys haven't been listening to music from the very beginning, ah? Alright, so yeah, this is it. And by adding the audio transition, it will sound like this. Slowly in. Slowly getting in. Yeah, it sounds smooth, more smooth lah. So yeah, and what? Yeah, I will close off the music at first, because it sounds quite loud for me here. So then for the transition here, so there will be video transition. So there are a list of video transition you can choose from. For example, let's just use dissolve. I use cross dissolve. You can add in here, add into the center of the between two pictures, and yep, it will change like this. And you add further lah. You add on whatever you want. Band slides. Alright. I'll resize the photos later on. So yeah, special effects. I don't really use this, but yeah, it's basically a list of audio video transition you can use from. This doesn't look nice. Yep, I'm just gonna use white.
Guan Peng, we still can't hear the audio well. Maybe.
Oh no, I just muted it.
Oh, okay.
No, because it sounds quite loud from my computer lah. So
maybe you can try using the presentation there and see if you can share audio from your system on your computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, try to play it.
Okay, let me.
Yes, you can hear it.
Alright. Okay.
Nice. Alright.
So this would be better actually. So yep, this will be for text, and then I will save the last one. Yeah, there are lots of effect you can use from center split. Yeah. So basically that's it lah. This is the built-in effect. I will teach about custom self-made effect later on. So yeah, basically that's some part. good to me. So next I would like to let's resize the picture here. So to resize the picture, you click on the picture layer, as you can see here, the picture layer, and you will have the effect control around here. So for this part, you can change the effects that apply on the layers, or you can add more effects. So for example, I choose motion here. Alright, motion, you just extend it and you will see something like scale. Yeah, look at this scale. So change this scale until it fits my screen here lah. So the scale, there are two methods to add in. First, it's either you input your value, for example 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it will become bigger, or you just click on it. Sorry, you click on it and move left to right. Yeah, using your mouse to move left or right. So yeah, this looks fine to me. So it's about 135. Then I want to change other layer as well, other pictures. So yeah, it's a bit like scales 135. Yep, it will become a so 135. Okay, so for example, if you don't want the black bar around, right, so you can disable uniform scales. Because uniform scales, it means that it follows the ratio of the picture originally. So if you don't want it, then you can disable it and use the height and width. So for example, if you want it to like be fully covering the screen, then you can use this lah. But it's better to follow the ratio lah. So I will just click on it. Yeah. And you can, if you don't like the black bar as well, you can just change your video resolution to fit your picture resolution. In this case, because we are using pictures from different cameras, so it does looks a bit different. So yeah, this one resize better to me. So 135. Yeah, not enough. 140. Still not enough. 150. Still not enough. So 160. Alright, so it does looks good. And the last one would be, oh yeah, it's perfect. Alright, so from here, okay, it looks good now. Except the last one, because I haven't added it yet. Next is about motion, because it would looks dull if you just add basic transition like this. Yeah, you just you have to do it, make it a bit interesting by the pictures. So for example, like this, you go to effect control, motion, and the same, and then you have something called other than scale, we have position, rotation, anchor point, and anti-flicker lah. But the main one we'll be using is position. Okay, so autosave. Okay. So for position, it's x-axis and y-axis. So for x-axis is moving left and right lah. And the default setting here is 3000. So if I add it, it will be moving to the right, and if I decrease it, it will be moving to the left. So yeah, this is how you move your picture. And for the y-axis, it moves up and down. Yeah. Right. Okay. So but usually we won't be using we don't want the black bar here lah. But yeah, since I did it, just use this. So I'll be moving on to zoom in the pictures. Okay. Yeah, I would like this position. Okay, then it will be this. You can click this clock watch button to trigger animation. Okay, this is what we call the time. I think time key is it? Yeah, keyframe. This is what we call a keyframe, which means from this because these photos is shown for 5 seconds. So in this 5 seconds, we can change how the position is. So for example, okay, this is the original position. I set it to the first second, and I'll move the bar, the last part. Okay, before it change. Okay, like this lah. So and then I click remove add keyframe. So I just move it around. Okay, I just slightly move lah. Because if you move too much, it will looks a bit bad. Right, I just move to the 5th second. So this is the first second, the beginning of the picture, and then this is the last second of the picture. And yeah, if you just play the slowly moving, looks better. So if you feel like it moves only too little, then you can add the position. Like you just add a bit to the right, yeah. So you yeah, basically it's like the starting point to the end point. It's a two different position, and it moves from here to there. And depending on the time you given lah, this is 5 seconds, so it will move slowly. If you put like okay 1 second, this is the starting of the picture, and this is the first second of the picture, and the end is nothing. So you will show. If you want it to move somewhere else again, then you have to readjust it. Okay, so for example, let's go down. So you get something like this. So, but usually in picture slideshow, we'll just be using one motion, so one direction lah. So. The second picture, the same applies. First, I zoom in, and then I create a new keyframe. I move my... Oh yeah, because the keyframe will only be created in the time you are in, so this bar here. So later on, we will have to move it, but yeah, I will just be using it first. So let's see. Okay, this guy looks good. So just move it to the first second. And here, and then I'll just, for example, move downward. Right, if you move downward, you just move the y-axis lah. So it will be the same here. So from okay, the scale is gone off. Right. It looks more smooth. I adjust a bit. And so other than x-axis and y-axis, we can also use scale. Okay, for example, okay, sorry. You can toggle scale. Scale is the size of your image. So you can use here, for example. And then you want it to be smaller, so you just zoom out. Okay, so you same again, you move the keyframe to the back, and all right. So again, we are using the scale. Right. This one, please note that this one is not this one, because this effect is shown in the one you selected, so it's a previous picture. This picture is this picture, so yeah, it shows differently. You need to click the layer here to change the effect. So again, we will change the scale. Okay, so this time I want it to zoom in. So yeah, I move the scale bigger. Alright. Okay. So yep, zooming in. Basically, you can do everything here like in the effect control. And this time I'm going to add some rotation. Okay, rotation, as you can see, it will rotate to the, it will slightly rotate. Yeah, but not too much lah. For video editing, usually 2 to 3 is enough. Yep. This is okay. It's laggy. Yep. The photos basically moving around. And this one I'll be okay. It's actually up to your idea about how you want to position your pictures. But generally, you can do everything here in the effect controls panel. For the motion part, yeah. Yeah, so for example, you can use the, I want some rotation. No need. Let's not rotation. Okay, to cancel the keyframe, you just click remove keyframe. Yeah, on the place it was created. You see this, and then you just click it. And then if you don't want timeline right, keyframe right means you don't want it to move around, then you just disable this clockwatch. So if you disable this clockwatch right, for example, you put rotation 3, it will be like this throughout the whole image. Or 3 degree throughout the whole image. But if you want to change according to the time right, so you have to click the stopwatch icon here. Right. So what did I do? Okay, never mind. Right, accidentally moved it back. So is it this? Yeah. So I don't want the keyframe now, so I'll just delete the keyframe and set the everything to 0. Okay, so if you want to zoom, I want to zoom it out again, for example, so I will just move to the back behind. And position wise, I'll just be using it to change to create a new keyframe and change to the left or up. Yep. So I'll be using this. Alright, so it'll be like around like this. So it looks fine so far. So far so fine. So now I want to add the title in front. So because for Adobe Premiere Pro CS6, we don't have a text tool here. For Adobe CC 2018 version, there will be a text tool, so it's different. So for this part, you have to go to the project, which means your library here. That contains all your resources. So you have to click the new item here, just beside the dustbin. So you click a new item, and then you add a title. And then this will be your frame setting lah. But usually it's the same as how you created your video. So okay. Alright, so you have your title here and where you want to position it on your screen. This is your screen, and you just click the text type tool here. You click on it, and you type whatever you want. So I have to change the size. The size is here to 1000, I guess. No, 1000. Yep, it will be here. And this part is just like your Microsoft Word. You have your text size, bold, italic, underline, center, left, right arrangement, and you can choose your font. Yep, I prefer Arial. Alright, workshop. And then, okay, that is done. So next you want to move it around. So I will be using the selection tool. So you can move it around. I mean, if you would like to modify the title a bit more, then it will be here lah. Opacity, X position, Y axis, width, length, rotation, all the properties is here, and color is here, and there's a lot of options here lah. But that's usually not needed. And okay, so we have our title here. Done. Next, we will just have to add it in. Okay, we have added the title. And you go to the effect place again. So you will need a video transition. So I will be using cross zoom lah. It's a bit lag. So I think that this is a bit too long, the animation. So I zoom into the cross zoom area. As you can see, this cross zoom, this is the timeline. I just shorten it. Yep. I just shorten it, and it will move about faster. It will move way more faster. Because I've only allocated like less than 1 second for it to finish animating. So it will move much more faster lah. So if you give him like more time, like 2 seconds, then it will move like very slow. It depends on what kind of usage you want to use it on. Right. Looks fine to me. Right. So and then how to, almost like the music, how to make the title enter smoothly. You go to effect control, you go to motion, and sorry, not motion, opacity. Yeah, opacity. Opacity, it means it's visible or not lah. So the same thing, you click the time frame icon, keyframe icon, the stopwatch, and then you click the keyframe. Okay, you move it here. Okay, sorry. You click the keyframe, you make it 0, which means you can't see at all. It's totally transparent. Okay, so you move to the first second it appears, and then you go to whatever time you want, at where you want to make it appear. So and you make the opacity to 100. So it slowly appear. So yeah. So yeah, you have achieved the basic transitioning lah. So and then okay, so if you guys don't have any question, I will be teaching about special effects, and yeah, I will touch a bit about special effects and special transitioning method lah. So I'll be looking on the comment section a bit. So can I use the skill to frame size to animate the back bar at the size of picture? Yes, you can, but it will modify the ratio of your pictures. Oh, this is a 830. And next is how do you change the background color so that instead of black bar you can have other colors. Okay, so this one, the black bar is basically the default setting. Okay, so if you want the background to be different, okay, I think you have to insert a layer of color behind. So that will be a layer lah. So you want it to be below that video one layer. So you right click here. So you add a track, add a layer lah. So placement, add how many video tracks. Audio tracks not needed lah. So 0. Okay, sorry, my bad. Add track, audio bar 0. Add one video track before first track. Because before first track, which means it's the furthest behind. So furthest behind. And basically you can just Google up some other colors or background. You can Google red, and then you just put inside this layer, then it will become red. So if you are lazy to if you are lazy to Google search for it, I'm not sure. There will be a black video here lah, but yeah, I kind of forgot. But anyway, for example, you can video editing workshop. Video editing materials. What's open? Yeah, I have tons of color here lah. So you can just, for example, if you want blue, you can just add a layer of blue. And then if you want it to be the whole video, then this blue is, I'm gonna change the scale of the video or the blue. Yep, so basically you have changed the color of the background. I mean, it's just that you add one more layer at the background. So it will be your background layer.
Okay,
let me check if there's any. Sorry?
No, I'm saying thank you. I'm Emily, by the way.
Alright.
Another question for you. For basic editing, right? Besides the laser tool, what other tools?
So for basic transitioning, it's actually Razor tool and selection tool lah. The others are slightly more advanced, but yeah, Razor tool and selection tool is mostly what you need.
Okay, got it.
The trick to slideshow and editing is basically effects control here. So yeah, I'm gonna delete this first, and let's delete this track. No, not our empty track. Video 1. No need delete. Okay, all right. So yeah, back to here. Okay, so you just move the screen to, okay, all right. This will be a workshop, and then next it will be not video transition anymore. It will be video effects. So for video effects is special effects that you can add into your videos, and there are a lot. And for now, I'm just gonna use crop. You can search from here actually, if you know the effects that you want to search. I'm using crop, and I'm gonna add into this video. So crop is basically that how much you want to cut this picture. So for example, I want to cut 50% from top. Yeah, you get like this. And okay, you get like this. You cut 50% from top. And I want to use time frame. from left 100% to 0%. Right? So let's just fix it here. No, let's just move. So it will become like this. The 50% crop is not keyframe, not animation, so it will persist throughout the picture. Meanwhile, the crop from left 100% to 0% is animation, so it moves from right to left lah. So yeah, you can manage your effects here. So, and why I'm cutting 50% of it is because I want another more. Alright, so I will copy this picture, Ctrl+C as usual, and I want to paste it somewhere else. I want to paste it on top, but somehow or other the default setting doesn't allow me to paste it on top lah. It will just paste it on video. Oh, it does. Sorry. But sometimes it just pastes it on video 1, and you don't want to interfere with other layers down here, so I usually just move to the behind and paste it lah. This is kind of like my habit, and yep, okay. Alright, I'm gonna zoom in, and alright, so this one has this, because you copy everything, so it has the same effect. And this time I don't want to crop from left, so crop 0, and I don't want to crop from top as well. I'm changing to bottom 50%, and from right to left. From right to left, same thing, right 100% to, okay, I want to time it according to the underlying layer, so I just move to the time and create new keyframe, and from 0%. So you will get something like this. One layer is from bottom, visible, bottom half is visible and moves from right to left, and the top layer is visible from 50% from top and move to the from right to left, so you will get something like this. But then because the top layer, it doesn't have the transitioning here, so it, yeah. Okay, as you can see, only the bottom part is transitioning to the other picture. So I will shorten this video. Okay, I will shorten this video before. Then it doesn't affect lah, because the effects is only half part forward. Okay, this is where the crop tool is coming handy. You want to separate this picture into two. So you just use the razor tool and cut it, and then back to it. And now it will become two different layers, so you can modify the effect differently. Which means the second picture won't affect the first picture. So the second one, I won't be wanting the yeah. So alright. Alright, so as you can see, it will become will be up, because I'm no longer using two layers. I'm using one layers with no crop at all. This one just disable also can. Alright, so using no crops at all, and so this is one example of the special effect that you can add in. It's not video transition, it's video effect. And yeah, you can, there are a list of it lah. You can try to explore and just play around with your own imagination and creativity. I don't have other questions, so just another questions. Import the subtitle files into Premiere Pro, and however it fails to mention. Subtitle file, I'm not sure that Premiere Pro even supports subtitle file, SRT files. But most part of it, if you want to make subtitle, I mean, usually subtitle is it will be people requesting you to do the subtitle lah. So you have to do it in the Premiere Pro itself, which means you have to type it out. I've never tried to import SRT file into Premiere Pro, so I'm not too sure about that. So as for subtitle, yeah, it's the same thing. Okay lah, let's just talk about subtitle lah. So, sorry, subtitle you just add this. Okay, just add this. For example, okay, so you just move it down. Okay, so the words will be down here. So, and then for it to appear, I will just be using crop lah. If you have a sentence also and you want to make it slowly appear, then I will just be using crop, just like just now, from crop from right to left. So, and it will just appear from left to right lah. And because it does looks a bit overlying with, it's like integrated with the picture, so you can use, you need to change the title property lah. So you need drop shadow. Drop shadow. Yeah, you need shadow or strokes. So for example, if you add outer strokes, and okay, let's just move the size up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can see it's a bit more visible. It is more visible lah. Alright, so yeah, that's how you do subtitle usually. Alright. I mean, yeah, okay. So yeah, it's about 9 o'clock. But then, alright, I will just quickly moving on to how to make your own special transition lah, other than relying on the built-in transition. So there are some transitions that you can use on your own, which do on your own. So which means because since I don't want the picture to be moving, no, okay, so I don't want the picture to move during my transition, so I will just fix it here. And then one basic example transition is, okay, you can move from here to the very end. Okay, you will be moving in here. Okay, because I want it to move from left to right like this. The picture will slowly zoom out and then move to the left until it disappears. So at this part, right? Okay, you go to the exact time it moves. So I just move these pictures to the upper layer, which means it's outer, and move it here. Okay, sorry. Okay. Okay, this is the point where the picture starts moving. You can see. So at this point, you would need this picture. Okay. And I will need it to be fully skewed. Alright. So at the same time, I want this picture to move from right to left. So where is it now? Move in, move in. Okay, slowly move. Okay, so it will be just right on the right of the pictures, but you can't see it. And when it moves, and okay, so this is the point where the previous picture completely stops moving, so you just move it back here. Right? So you get something like this. Looks smooth and good. And all it takes is just moving your position around, and you can even rotate it lah, just like how I did in my sample videos. So yeah, this is how you create transition method without using your built-in transition. And yep, all I can say is just unleash your creativity and explore whatever you want to do lah. You can even rotate. You can use opacity. It's like slowly become black and then appears again. Yeah, it's all in my samples video. I've uploaded it. And yeah, I think that's for the basic transition method. Anyone else have any questions? Oh, green screen editing. Green screen editing is a bit too advanced, and it's not exactly slideshow and transitioning method. So yeah, I don't think I will be teaching about that. And it requires a computer to have quite a significant amount of upgrades. I mean, provided that you have a good computer lah, and to do it. And we don't usually do it in Premiere Pro. We use it in we usually do green screen editing and special effects, such as all those effects you see in movie in Adobe After Effects. It's not Premiere Pro. Okay, show us how to add a logo into the video. Okay, so do I have a logo? I think I have plenty of logo. Let's go to official FOM. No, it's not. I will have events action. Okay, let's go to. Yep. This is some other events lah, but I think I can add. So for logo, you just add logo into the library. Right, you have a logo here. Okay, so first rule if you want to add a logo is to make sure that your logo has a transparent background, which means the background is not white or not black. It's usually in PNG format. And if you can't get the logo in transparent background, then you have to use Photoshop to cut it out, and Adobe Photoshop to cut it out, and whatsoever, or some other program lah. So yeah, as you can see, this logo appears to be black, but it's actually transparent. So when you add into the videos, it will show just the logo. So to add a logo into the videos, then you just add in the logo on top layer, which means it's more in front, it's not in back. Because if it's at back, then you won't see it. And then you just have to move it wherever you want. For example, top right is the most popular position, I think. Okay, then this logo will be too big. Okay, small logo on top right. And you would usually in events you would want it throughout the whole video lah. So you just lengthen it to the whole video. Yeah, so as you can see from your workspace, it's like umbrellaing everything because yeah, you want to add a logo there. So yep, you just put it here. Yep. I mean I will edit it to make smooth entrance lah. So opacity, create a keyframe 0, width 100. Okay, all right. So you have your logo here. This is not usually how we do logo, because usually we use the black, you utilize the black bar to create the logo, to put the logo lah. So I will need. I mean, because usually for events, if it's transition like that and you have a logo there, it looks ugly. So for example, I would like yeah, I will add a black bar here. Okay, so as you can see, I have not enough layers left, so I will just add one after video 3. So yeah, I have added one more layer, and I've moved the logo on top. Okay, so basically on top of the video slideshow, there's a black bar here, and I want it to be on one black lines on top. So I will have to change the uniform scales I will extend the width to everything, but the height I will limit it and position it up. Yeah, it's a bit laggish. Is it? Alright, no, I will position it upwards and scale the height. Yep, I mean you scale it to yourself but this is how we actually. You makes the slideshow doesn't look. It's not a part of your black bar, then it looks fine but yeah, usually that's how we do it. You made it? Yeah, this is how you do it, guys. Just putting a one logo. It will be there forever. Color key video effect. It can eliminate. Oh yeah. Alright. So for color key video effect, it's basically like green screen. It will eliminate a certain color from your pictures. So basically, it just cut off the colors So it's just like green screen. It's like if a person is in front of the green screen, you use the color key, you will remove the green screen. So it will just create a layer of the person in front, and the background will be transparent. That's how they actually make special effects yeah. So for example, you can stand in front of green screen and you just edit you in London, in New York. Yeah, it works. But for Premiere Pro, it has a limited function for that. So sometimes it removes the color that you don't want, you wanted. Yeah. And yeah, it's a bit. I mean, it's included in the video effects so you can just explore it yourself. Yeah, video effects is here. There are a lot of video effects, and you can actually download some online, but most of it requires money From what I get here, I've gotten some free, but yeah, because mainly I'm doing events that is not really profitable. So yeah, I just use it. But if you are going to use it in part-time job or whatsoever, then better not because copyright issues. I mean, you can download some transition online. For example, I have some zoom in transition and whatsoever So yeah, that's addition. There's some extra things in this. But yeah, it's a bit quite advanced. So I think this is all for the basics video edit and transitioning So if anyone have any question else? I think if nobody has any question, then I'll just pass to Yongxiang.
All right. Yeah, I'm here. So,
right,
any more questions for now?
Stop sharing.
All right. So before
Yongxiang, sorry.
Yeah.
Interrupt a bit.
Okay. Can you share us how you save?
Yeah, I forgot to teach them how to export video.
All right.
Alright, so the last one I forgot to teach you all is that how to save video as a video So as you can see, this save as is saved as a project file. So in this is a Premiere Pro file which means if you click open that, so it will be you will open your Premiere Pro and show all this. So to save it into video, right, you need to click the file and export and to media. Right. So okay. So this is your screen and format AVI format is usually on some old school camera video. So yeah, I would like to change it to what we usually do is H.26 and then this one. Okay, you click the second preset. What I usually do is YouTube lah, because that is the most universal one. Right, YouTube HG1080p. And output name is the name you want the video to be, which you can edit later on, and you can locate where you want to put it. So yeah. So for example, this is untitled. Yeah. Okay, so other settings better not to mess with it, unless you are very experienced. Unless you are very experienced lah. So yeah, and click export, and it will start to load your video, save your video. And after all this, the bar is full, then you have your video in your folder lah, right? So this is how you save your video. Okay, I think that's all. Okay, I'll leave it to Yongqiang.
Alright, thanks Ross. Okay, so before we end the session, I would like to promote something. Let me share my screen. Okay. So before we end, I would like everyone to know about the things that's happening in MEDSOC right now. The first thing that we are doing is we are trying to recruit some members for our Pacemaker 2021. You can find all the details in our page, and we really need a lot of manpower for this thing to happen. And you don't worry that you don't have any experience in editing or any kind of designing works that we want, since I think if you have the passion, it will be so easy to work later on. So as long as you have the passion, we are going to accept you and make you one of the team, right? So this is our first event I would like to promote. Don't forget to check it out in our Facebook page and also in our Instagram. And here we have the Google Form link for you to check out more details about the recruitment, and also some details about the roles that we might be looking at for the bureau, right? So the next event that I am promoting is MEDSOC T-shirt design competition. As you see, the period, we have reached the deadline, but since we have quite a few, not quite a few, it's not that much participants. So we would really like everyone to actually just try and maybe come up with a simple design. You can just draw on the paper. I already included the template for the t-shirt in the Google Drive link below here. And you can download it, print it out, and draw it on the paper and just snap the photo and send to us. Or you can even just download it, open it in your iPad, and just draw on your iPad. You don't need to be professional in this t-shirt designing. As long as you have idea, draw it out, you can just email to us. All the details are here in the post and also included in the Google Drive link here. If you have further questions, feel free to ask us. So here are the two events that I would like to shout out to everyone here. Okay, so I'll stop sharing my screen. Okay, so this is officially the end of our last session on the designing workshop. I would like to thank Guan Heng for helping us today. Thank you so much. And if you all have any further questions at all when you are trying out all the programs later on, please feel free to message us here, or you can just approach us individually and ask us for some advice or even try to answer your queries, right? And it has been an incredible 3 days with you all. I really want to thank everyone who joined in throughout all these 3 sessions. And we will include a feedback form for everyone to fill in later on in the Microsoft team and also in Facebook. And for those who want to review the recordings, we will post it up in our Facebook page maybe tomorrow or the day after. All right? Yeah, so thank you all for joining us. And thank you, Guan Heng, for helping us today. And we will see you maybe anytime soon, I'm not sure. Right? Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.